Hi, everybody. So there's an organized crime presence in this town that doesn't understand that they are no longer in Italy and that things cannot be conducted in the way that they believe that they can conduct things. Okay. So with the letters to the fast food restaurants, I've been going to American fast food restaurants, right, for 6 years here, having my food spat in, fingernail clippings, having the wrong order, right? Because the mafia told these young people here to do it. And they've had in their roles, they've had enough operational control to be constantly disrespecting really famous artists in America. Like, I mean, they were the McDonald's Australia and Kentucky Fried Chicken Australia. What they did was they acted fucking crazy with me. And then when I sent like stuff to Billy Joe and Dice and shit and said, look, man, I'm an American broadcaster. I'm over here in Caloundra, man. You guys are my fan and shit. These dudes are fucking spitting in my food. They're fucking ripping me off. They're starting fights with me. I can't go to an American business without being discriminated against. If there's like that with me for 1 second, right, there'll be a fucking psychiatrist there ready to lock me up. He thinks he's from America. He's imagining things. So I bought this shirt the other day, and it's because it's cool. But I don't, and it works with me from a broadcasting perspective. But I've got like signs here with America on it and stuff, the flag, and some stuff about some agencies and stuff all around. Okay. But I'm not like running around downtown going, this here is an American hamburger. You have to eat this American hamburger. Okay. This here is an American cup of coffee. You have to have this American cup of coffee. You can't have that Australian cup of coffee. Why? Why would I do it? I don't do it. And Americans don't do that. Americans don't do that. Americans walk into a coffee shop and people are like, oh, are you a Democrat or a Republican? And then, oh, they're Democrat and we're Democrats. Oh, shit. So now we're just going to act like a fuckhead with this guy. And who do we know in Cuban intelligence here in town? Oh, Fernando or something? Is that the guy's name? Let's contact him. He's Cuban intelligence, right? That dude. So we're in a place where people go, I'm just going to start a terror cell. I'm just going to get my friends from the army and stuff, and we're just going to attack these people. It's like, look, dudes, this is not Palestine and this is not Israel, okay? This is fucking Australia. There are nearly 200 countries in the world, right? Okay. We know there's a problem over there. One side's jumping up and down going, there's a problem and everything has to burn and they all have to go right now. And then all these people in Australia are like, because there's these people that are angry over there, they have a cause. That cause puts some dignity and righteousness behind me being a fucking idiot. Usually I can't just be a fucking idiot. Oh, I am. It's my personality, obviously, because you don't do these things unless they're your personality. So you don't spit and shit in people's food, and it's a good indication of how you were raised and where you're going to in the future. Where you're going to be, what you're going to be. It's a fairly good indication. So with America, what America's been saying for the last year is all of these disparate, disconnected foreign trade entities that are all fucking jumping on each other and using political thuggery and violence to get their business deals. These fucks have to be brought into line and regulated by the United States, and they have to pay. They have to pay tariffs because you can't do business like how these fucks are doing business unless you pay America for it, especially if you think you're going to fuck America. So Australia's been thinking that America improving, like, this is it. This is how seriously compromised Caloundra is. Calandra's been thinking that they can choose BRICS nations. They can choose. So when they choose BRICS, right? And I'm saying I like the I, right? I like the I, India. I can't even remember what the B is, whatever, but I think I like the I, right? Out of BRICS, but I do like Indian people and Pakistani people all day. They're good people. They shouldn't be fighting. I do like them. But it's like the Germans, right? You get Germans here and they're like, this is what we did in the Second World War. We'll just do it now in Australia. And the Australians are like, oh, yeah, you reckon we can do it? Let's try it. Oh, it's a disaster because we just followed what this crazy old fucking German knob said about, like, why don't you just do what they did in the Holocaust? And then you get like the French, right? Like the French bitches here before the French. They acted weird, man. They were like conquered straight away and then did all the Vichy stuff. And then you're best friends again. And that's just France. Right? That's a French. But then you got like the Czechs, right? And you've got the Czechs and they think, we are here. The reason why we came to Australia, mate, and why they let us come here in the first place is so we can come here and get revenge against the Soviet Union, against the Nazis for what they did to Czechoslovakia in the Second World War. We're always here to do, we are here. We came to Australia to get revenge for Poland in the Second World War. Fuck, this is fucking Australia. This is Australia. This is Australia. This is Australia. This is a fucking country of laws, motherfucker. Laws. There's a lot of laws, and about 2% of the Australian population understand any of them. They're just like, this is like a colony. We're here to get told what to do. Yeah. We're good, so they said we're good. We're bad, so they said we're bad. Subjective, objective reality. So, what type of future, and like the Ustafa, right? The Yugoslavian mental cases, like, you let us out of there in 1992 so we can fucking murder, we can be schizophrenic, psychopathic murderers. We think that we're back in Yugoslavia cutting bodies up and like in 1992 and it's fucking 2022 and I've been given permission by the police to do it. This is Australia. Australia is a place where you can take your discriminatory terrorists, your like connections to terrorist organizations and fucking bring them into Australia and make a business out of it. That's what's happening. So that's what's happening. That's what's been happening here. So Terry Landsberg, right here, what you have to understand, sir, is genuine enjoyment and happiness, right? Loss of happiness in life and in enjoyment, right? So when you are renting a property, okay, it doesn't matter if it's a short term or a long term. What Hensels will tell you, or what any good real estate agent will tell you, is the better the real estate agent, the better your experience. If you have any issues during that time, you have people that you can call. If you lose the key, they show you where to drop the key off. They've got everything for you that's covered. And the reason why people like Hensels are very well known is because they make sure that they optimize the client's sense of quiet enjoyment. That's what it's called, quiet enjoyment, okay? So Hensels and Yanni Mooney and all these places, I don't know Yanni Mooney, but I know Hensels Plaza, they do like a whole bunch of accommodation stays for people that are coming here from all around, right? So all of the like all different types of apartments and housing is covered for by Hensel. So and they've been doing it for 90 years or something. So the reason why they're well known is because why all of their clients that like do bit in the business community that rent locations from them like them is because they have a reputation for maintaining a high level of quiet enjoyment for their clients. End of story. Okay. So this is Australia. In Australia, quiet enjoyment is law. Quiet enjoyment is law. That's law. You can't take your political animosity from your home country because the what you were told when you came here and you became naturalized was that you weren't allowed, that you pledge allegiance to Australia, right? So I'm Australian and British born here, and I work for America. So the Union Jack, the Australian flag, and the American flag have got they're my flags, dude. Okay, they're my flags. Okay, and also Vietnam and stuff. But I mean, like, in the way things work now, I have to wear this. I have to wear this because the way things are. I have to wear the American flag. But when you go to Australia, well, you don't come from a place where you have to leave. Like me, right? I left Vietnam, got out of Vietnam. I came from here. I had to leave here. I went to Vietnam and I made a good thing for myself. Okay, in Vietnam. And everybody here, they think that if you're famous and that they think that they're protected. So the issue in Caloundra hasn't been the bureaucracy not working. It's been the bureaucracy working in a faked and a fraudulent manner. So they were doing what do they call it? Like counterfeiting. They've been doing counterfeit cases with the police that are being backed by and run by organized crime figures, mafia in Caloundra, who think that this is Italy. They think that this is the Mediterranean. They think that this is Marseille in France. They think they can make the type of threats and do the type of things here, okay, that they can back where they came from, where you came from to get here. Why are you here? If you're so sold on doing all the Gaza Strip terrorism shit, fucking go there. It's real, man. It's true. Why are you here? Why is it racist for me to ask this question? If you don't like it, if you're actively working against it, that's not democracy. You're a threat. You need to be fucking removed from the country. You're a fucking alien. You're an illegal alien with confusing political ideas or something like that, trying to tell me that my political ideas are confused because I come from here. Okay. But I know that they thought that the Australians, they couldn't understand my boss and I up in Nambour. I mean, up in Maroochydore. They couldn't. They couldn't. Wind Talker stuff. We were speaking Northerner. We were speaking Northern dialect. They couldn't understand us. I speak real thick Northern dialect, even if my accent's like with Vietnamese, if you don't practice a lot of the time, when you start to speak again, it's just like English, I suppose, like when people have to do speech therapy or something. You sound like a baby if you haven't spoken for a while. That your timing sounds a little bit weird, but like my pronunciation and everything, like I have vocabulary gaps, but I love Vietnam. And as I said, Vietnam's a country whose flag that I fly to, but, and I've taken stuff from Vietnam and from that here, right? But as I just say, it's just me, and all of these things that you guys are just looking for. You guys have been told that you can look for reasons to discriminate against people, and then you can endlessly be able to discriminate against people. So that's a problem with the shopping center. It's like once the law has been served, right, and then there's been the magistrates charge somebody, then the magistrate has given that person like conditions about not having anything to do with those people for a set amount of years and the banning and all that stuff. After that, the banning is no longer enforced. It's no longer in place. There's no such thing as a permanent banning here. There isn't really. Like, you can do a police banning, but it's difficult to fucking to ban anybody from a location, man. It is. It's pretty difficult, especially if it's a public location. Like, we ban people from the pub, but it took a lot for us to be able to ban them and shit. Like, what they did was just a complete crock up, right? But so because I have intelligence training, it doesn't give you permission to start thinking that it's the Orient Express. So, I mean, you're just showing that your family, a lot of the people here, like the Kiwis, what type of neo-colonialist scum are a lot of these dudes? I'm just saying, what type of neo-colonialist scum are you dudes, man? You guys are in the driver's seat as the redcoats, right? Neo-colonialist redcoats. The people that were kicking the convicts in the head, and you've got the convicts convinced that you guys are like godlike creatures and that they're lower than you. And that's Australia. That's not right. They're not godlike creatures. They just took the time to read legislation and law instead of drinking beer. That's all. Beer and circus. So, it's not a place. It's not a haven for political activism. It's been treated that way. It's been allowed to be that way. Okay. And there's organized crime stuff involved here in this country that needs to be cleaned up. But anyway, what do they call? So yeah, Ustasha or whatever they call it, right? The Croatians, Serbians, where was it? Like Srebrenica or something like that. So I think the person that they caught out the front here and the people that have been stalking my family are Croatians. So they caught, yesterday I had a bad feeling about an attack, like an arson attack or something. So I cleaned everything out with my niece. And out the front, I drilled my niece. I'm like, there's a fire. And she's like, what? I'm like, there's a fire. What? What do you do? What? There's a fire. What do you do? What? You come over and get me. Because I've got multiple firefighting. I've got multiple firefighting stations set up here. Okay. You get everybody out. Once you see it safe, you get straight over here to me. We have a fire hose at the back here that can be stretched out here. We'll roll it. You'll run around here. I'll roll it over here. I'll knock over this lady's fucking fence. I'll kick it over, run over there, and then I'll tell you to open it up, and you open it up, and then we'll put the fucking fire hose on that fire and contain it and you'll make sure you have your phone with you the whole time on the phone to 000. I said that to my niece, right? In front of the business there, in front of the people. Then my niece and I went for a walk. We come back. The police have done a sneak attack on somebody at the front of my house, and they've got this lady out there. Really suspicious lady. Caught. 3 cops on her. So someone's been coming around here doing crazy shit, man. Crazy. There's crazy murderous. I think they're Yugoslavians, actually, which is a disappointing thing. But who knows? They could be fucking anything. Who knows wherever they fucking from? They're Australians who believe that when they swore allegiance to Australia, that they were given permission to take the rubbish from the home country here and then not only take it here, but take it seriously. And so this is it. Like, I'm in the driver's seat of all of the great leaders from where the place that I come from in society have ever been at any time. Yes. This is how they are, like all these idiots, right? I'm just like, okay, so I'm working at the bank in Caloundra, so I'm just like Frederick the fucking Great. I'm Joan of Arc. There's all this weird shit. This is Australia, like the Ganga Jang song. When they were singing Ganga Jang, they're singing about out on the patio and all this stuff, like nice, cool Australian stuff, right? And then now it's like, you know, do you know what's going on in the Gaza Strip, motherfucker? Pull up. Your whole day has to be ruined. You have to concentrate on this one fucking issue right now. You have to give me all these answers on this issue. If you don't give me answers on this issue, you're inhumane. Is there like a third option? What? Is there a third option? What do you mean? Well, either I say that I'm for it or against it. Either way, you're going to be angry. So is there a third option that I can take so you won't be angry? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to, Eddie, I'm going to have to phone a friend. And, hey, legislation. I'm just phoning a friend. Eddie's, yeah. Oh, we've only got a short amount of time. I've got to ask you this question. Is this fucking imbecile here, that this fucking person that's come over here to Australia, just immigrated here and shit, is this person allowed to act like Chinese and Iranian law works here? You know what I mean? Is that how it works? Like, oh no, it's not. No, you sure that's the answer? No. Okay, I'm lock it in, Eddie. Lock it in. Lock it in, Eddie. No, you can't come to Australia from another country and think you can do whatever the fuck you want and that you're the soup Nazi out of fucking Seinfeld without getting fucking arrested for it and deported back to where you came from. That's fucking true. This is Australia. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. That's not being racist. That's fucking telling you the truth. Australia is a fucking calm place of quiet enjoyment. So when people sue, like Australians are so dumb, right? In America, right? In America, Americans would fucking die for what Australia has done to them because the Americans understand, man, look at the loss of happiness, man, loss of quiet enjoyment that this dude has been through. Like from a legal perspective, like Nancy Grace, if somebody did this to Nancy Grace or somebody like that, Nancy, if you're in my situation, you would have let it happen because like me, from an American perspective, you're like, so they did $1 million worth of defamation. Okay. Now it's 2 months later. Now they've done $15 million worth of defamation to my name. Now they've taken they've documented through emails the fact that that the loss of happiness, my loss of happiness, right, and quiet enjoyment has been documented by the bureaucrats at length. So the issue with the Australian bureaucrats is the same with the Nazis and the Khmer Rouge. There's a big paper trail for what you've done because it was your policy to document it. That's inconvenient. And just like them, you have a policy of trying to destroy documents. But anyway, there's a woman here who she and I have some business with each other, right? And that's what all of this has been about in the first place. And everybody's saying, they don't have business with each other. We can burn the world down and fucking drop an atom bomb before we let them have any business with each other. That's what they said. Nah, mate, doesn't work that way. There's some nice healers around here, mate. Okay, so like you say, Green Day's great. Like this is great. Like libertarianism. Oh, we need the Ustasha. We need to send the Ustasha around there. What type of fucking idiot, Boris and Natasha, fucking idiots are these people? It's like Get Smart used to be my favorite show when I was young, man. It used to be my favorite show. You can tell, right? Okay, thanks.